So, it's Monday, December 21st, and I'm doing a short review of the VIZIO D Series D43-C1. And basically, this is a full array LED TV. So, basically, I've had the E Series before, and this television, instead of using a single stand in the middle, this television instead uses two legs on either side that have four prongs. And installation is extremely simple. It only takes about a good minute to take four screws and install the four legs. It's something just about anybody could do. It's hard to screw up a LED television anymore. It's really, really hard. Basically, all you have to do is check the major boxes. Ultimately, you're not getting anything amazing. You're just getting a regular television, not a smart TV. So there's not a whole lot of features to check for. I'm hooking this television up to an Apple TV and a Roku smart box. So basically, I didn't need smart features, so I absolutely avoided smart features. But the television's advertising is straightforward. They tell you they have a full array LED, and they also tell you it's obviously a 1080p resolution, and it supports like 60 frames per second and whatnot. And it talks about the fact that it's a little bit more energy efficient thanks to Energy Star, and then they try to sell you sound bars on the website. One thing, right now there's going to be a lot of people shopping for televisions, and they're looking for a reasonable price. If you're looking at the $300 to about $500 price range, there are a number of choices that you could pick. And, some of these things, a lot of these things are really on sale. But I noticed LG had the, the 43 LF5100, and they had dropped the price $50 to $300. So I don't know if it was selling well or not. Samsung also has their own $300 option for a 43 or a 40-inch. And then there's VIZIO, and they have 40-inch smart LCD televisions. But I didn't want smart features. I absolutely did not want smart features. And then the prices go up from there. So it really depends where you're shopping, whether you're shopping Micro Center or Walmart. But if you're looking for 40 or 43, you can expect to pay anywhere between $300 and $350. Now, if you're one of these people who are going to get a 4K TV, one thing I just want you to understand, and there's going to be a lot of people to argue with me, right now, unless you have 4K equipment, you're not going to get any benefits out of a 4K television for the time being. PlayStation 4 does not output at 4K. Xbox One does not output at a real 4K. So neither one is going to get you that. Cable boxes do not right now output at 4K. So a lot of people think that 4K looks better, not even based on resolution. What it is the contrast ratio. They're looking at these televisions that have these great backlighting LED systems, and the contrast is so good until they think that it's a sharper picture, but it's really not a sharper picture. It's just that the picture looks more vivid. The thing about it is there are a lot of LED televisions with, LED backlighting and LCD displays, but there's a lot of those on the market right now that won't cost you $1,000 or more for, smaller than a 60-inch. And the thing about it is you need to know the difference between resolution, contrast ratio, and sharpness, because a lot of these people who don't know the difference, they're getting sold on 4K televisions, but for the most part, it really didn't offer them and won't offer them any benefits simply because their cable box does not output at a native 4K. Input is quite simple. There's two HDMI ports. They're not together. One of them is in the exact back and the other one slightly offset to the side, perpendicular. And if you're one of those people who still has a lot of RCA cables, red, white, and yellow, this television is relatively new, so basically they're trying to get rid of those cables entirely in favor of HDMI. So basically most of these televisions do not have more than two HDMI inputs, and they've also ditched stereo in and output almost entirely. This television does have a stereo white and red output, and it also has like the SPDIF output as well, the stereo optical cable. But if you're trying to plug in a anything more than like one composite RCA, you can forget it. There's other monitors out there that will offer you a lot more inputs and a lot more outputs, but this one is more straightforward for somebody who's just plugging in 1 or 2 HDMI devices. Television comes with roughly the same VIZIO remote that's been being sold on all of their televisions for the longest. It's a simple to use remote, but there are disappointments. It doesn't have backlighting. It doesn't glow in the dark. Because of those two main disappointments, you're going to have a little bit of trouble learning to use this in the dark. I think that a lot of these television companies, they simply throw in a remote just to say that they did, and they expect you to use your cable remote in order to supplant your television's remote, because I guess they expect that you're going to be using a multifunction remote. For some people that works just fine, because you've got people who are using a Xbox One or a PS4, so they're most likely going to be using their controller, if not using voice commands. But very simply, this television is 1080p and it's backlit LED. It has no special gimmicks. There's no smart features. And one of the reasons why I avoided the smart features is, one of the things is, you got the Apple TV, you got the Roku, and those are relatively inexpensive. You can get either one for less than $100 now, or you can get the Plus model for a little less than $200. But the thing about it is, a lot of the smart features, like, there's some people who are really sold on those things, and they offer you access to channels that you would never watch in real life. Like, those people who have cable systems like I do, like Fios, and you have every single channel and you're paying $185 a month, but there's nothing ever on television that you really want to watch, so you end up just watching the news. Well, basically, those smart features are kind of like that. They're showing you old videos that you see that are like B movies that you'd see in a dollar store. And to tell you God's honest truth, it's like, it's a feature, the smart features, it's stuff that I would never, ever, ever use. First of all, Xbox One, PS4, they've got too much content. You're being bombarded with content at this point. And if it's not that, you're watching Pandora music or something else. But when you hook one of these computers to the internet, you're just bombarded with content. Problem is, most of your devices already deliver on that content. So what you wanted to hear about was, you wanted to hear about the picture quality. Picture quality is excellent. To tell you the truth, it really looks no different than the E-Series that I had before, although it is more energy efficient, and because it has a full panel LED backlighting system, it's slightly brighter on its higher settings. Now, what I did was I let the television set itself up for home use, and I tested it based on the home use main factory settings. You can tune it up, you can tune it down, but for the most part, the television companies already send enough information through for your television to decide exactly what the color and picture should look like. As you could see, color contrast is fantastic. It's movie quality. It's just dark enough in the right places. It's just bright enough in the right places. And I'm very, very impressed with it. And if I get any more equipment, I'm going to do another review.